All right, so you know what it is. We're going to go ahead and break down these lessons, very important lessons that I've learned over the course of years. Starting off with one of the most important lessons that you can learn. The starting point, betting on yourself. Betting on yourself is the most important thing that you can do. Nobody's going to value your services like you. Nobody's going to value your time like you. Nobody has the keys to your kingdom. Nobody has your destiny in the palm of their hand. What this means is nobody can truly offer you what you want to find in life. That's up to you. That's something you got to find. You got to find that through passion. You got to find that through the love for what you're willing to sacrifice in finding something that you want to do. Me, I sacrificed for cannabis for 20 years, and with that, it led to something great. But that doesn't mean that you can't do that in anything, and that's the point. But the real point of this first lesson is betting on yourself. Again, nobody's going to bet on you like you. So the most important thing that you can do to bet on yourself, if you're already working, doing your thing, is build a skill set. Build a skill set outside of what you were doing, or build an incredible skill set at what you were doing. Bet on yourself. Take that skill set and branch out. If you're happy with what you're doing, let's say you're a chef or you're in mechanics, you're in whatever you're doing, take that skill set and build it out. If you're working for somebody right now and you're clocking a paycheck, it's the worst thing you could be doing. It's good right now. Take that time and energy that you have and focus all of that time and energy that you have outside of that work and build your skill set. Do what you can to build that skill set, and that's going to put you in the position to have the foundation to go on and do something you really love. And that could be anything. That could be pushing a shop broom at a mechanics or automotive hot rod shop. Start at whatever age, and within a few years, you're going to be already working on cars. They're going to be putting you to work because they need extra hands. Same thing with a chef. If you want to be a chef, go apprentice somewhere. Take your time to do it. I put 20 years into cannabis. I dedicated my time, my energy, my love, my passion, risked my you know what for it. But that turned into something beautiful. And that's because I bet on myself. I was a chef for 14 years, working restaurants for 18, 20 years. And I bet on that paycheck, and I used that paycheck. I lived hand to mouth, and it did not solve my problems. I remember going to a friend of mine who was talented, he was an entrepreneur at the time, and I said, man, I'm working so hard. I'm working so hard, man. And I just was devastated because I'm working so hard. I was working 2 jobs at the time, trying to get ahead, and it just didn't seem like I could really get ahead or save money or build anything. And so he just looked at me and said, man, it's not about working hard, it's about working smart. And that sounds easy, but you've got to be able to find the way to work smart. That means time management. That means currently you're working your job, you got to take a few hours a day to put it into the passion that you love to build your skill set. You've got to do that. You got to take your weekends, you've got to take that time for a short period of time and build it out, because in a very short period of time, a couple years, you're going to be very good or getting very good at what you're doing. Over time, you put in that 10,000 hours, you're a master, but along that way, you're building that skill set, and that's the most important thing. So bet on yourself. Again, nobody's going to bet on you like you. You are the person that has to recognize your own value. You are the person that has to say, this is what my time is worth. There became a time where I went from work as a chef for $13, $14 an hour to, I won't sit down with you for less than $150 an hour. You won't get a contract with me for less than $5,000 just to get my time, just to sit down and do some consulting work. And so what does that mean? It means I started valuing my time. Valuing my time means I can get a lot more out of my energy, because if you're working for somebody, think about that. You're working for somebody at $13, $15, $20 an hour, $40 an hour. Well, think about what they're making off of you. Just think about it. If they're willing to pay you X an hour, what are they making off of you? So what does that mean? If you're doing your skill and you can transfer that skill set into your own business, that means your time is of incredible value, and others know that. You know, Master P, a record label, came along and offered him $1 million, and he thought, well, hey, $1 million, if they're coming along and offering me $1 million, I must be worth 10, because they're willing to pay me, plus they have costs and all these other things that they have to do to develop, distribute, package, promote. So think about that. If somebody's willing to pay you X, then you're worth X times that. You're worth a multiple of that. And don't ever forget that. So you got to find a way to take your skill set, your time, your foundation, and transfer that into something tangible for yourself. Now, it's a scary branch to go out on. I've done it. I've had to do it with a family, with a baby on the way. But I found that once I really took that risk, I was going to execute, because you're already doing it at work, aren't you? You're showing up every day. You're handling the business you need to do. You're following through with the tasks that are necessary. So this is the important thing. Do it for yourself. We're taught in school to do homework. You do your homework. You go home, do your homework. Go to work. Go home, do some homework on something that you love. Learn, push yourself, grow. Read books. Do whatever is necessary to grow your skill set, your repertoire, your literacy level, your communication skills level. YouTube has been huge for me. I learned how to do so many different things on YouTube. When I was first getting into design and video work, 3D motion graphics, titles, design, After Effects, things that I could use in a practical application. I didn't have to go to school for this. I was able to make $65, $75, $85 an hour doing video editing at the time just by learning from YouTube. So right now, the technical schools that are out there, if you want to learn something, you can most likely learn it online from home. So that's what I'm trying to tell you guys, is the key to your success is building that foundation, building that skill set. Now, betting on yourself is the most important and key thing that you can do, because like I said, nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to bet on you like you will. Nobody's going to invest in you, and nobody, like I said, has the keys to your kingdom. And that's the most important thing that I want to convey today. So bet on yourself. Find a skill that you love. If you don't know what you love to do and how you can translate that into some sort of business, just think about what you love doing, whether you love drawing, creating, whether you love music, whether you're passionate about anything. Work hard to develop that skill set. Find the people that you're working in your industry, whether it's music or food, culinary, mechanic shop. Like I said, if you have a passion for design, if you want to do automotive stuff, or if you want to do cannabis, whatever it is, you need to get in and start networking with those people, and that's the most important thing you can do. So, lesson 1. Bet on yourself. You are the person that will bring tremendous value to yourself. You're the only person that is doing it on the daily, and you're getting a paycheck, or maybe not. So right now in these times, maybe you're getting a paycheck and you're not able to go to work, or maybe you're furloughed. The best thing that you can do right now is take that time to invest in yourself. Because I was working 1-2 jobs. I would work a full job. I would come home. Then I would learn on YouTube. Then I would take the time to learn and develop my skill set, or learn cannabis, whatever I was developing at the time. I would take the time to study outside of my regular workday. So I know it's tough, but you got to say, hey, I'm not going to have that beer tonight. I'm not going to just smoke tonight. I'm going to learn something new. Dedicate an hour, 2 hours. You do that for a year, and you're looking at 1,000 hours. You're well on your plan to becoming a master at something. That 10-year, 10,000 hours average plan. And you can do it much faster, but nobody can do it but you. So look at me. You guys know me. If you know who I am, you guys know I've pushed major paper in my business. I've been successful in just about any endeavor that I've done. Bringing it to you today, obviously, again, from an amazing setting. And I want you guys to know that you can do it too. When I see you guys on Facebook and you guys post, you see me out here living my best life with my family, I know you guys want to do it too, and you guys can, but it's about betting on yourself. Roll the dice on yourself. Get those dice out, roll them on yourself, because you are the person that can do it. And I want to see you guys succeed. So from the bottom of my heart, please, again, bet on yourself, and you got this.